OC16 Sports is presented in high definition with surround sound. OC16 Sports, celebrating 26 years of being your exclusive home to live high school athletic competition. Live, X marks the spot for Hawaii's most comprehensive local coverage of high school sports. From Hilo to Honolulu, get ready for excellence in athletic competition from the schools and communities that are near and dear to your heart. This is extra school spirit and personal pride all on display as OC16's XCast begins right now.
Blaisdell Arena, downtown Honolulu, all set to go on the final night of the 2014 New City Nissan Girls Volleyball State Championships. Doubleheader action here on XCast, and in Game 1, the D2 title up for grabs as the Seabury Hall Spartans take on the Wildcats from Konawaena. Hi, everyone. Great to have you with us. Felipe Ojastra. Good to be back with my man, Kevin Wong, our entire XCast crew. Game 1 of a doubleheader tonight here on XCast. And tonight, Kevin, we're going to see 4 of the absolute best teams in this state fighting for 2 state championships.
And then this first matchup, really interesting. 2 storied programs. This Konawaena team built on winners. On the other side, you've got a Seabury Hall team that has been knocking on the doors. Tonight, the day that it opens up.
So as we get ready to hit the floor, off we go in set number 1. We'll break down the starting lineups in just a bit. And the first swing from Selena Jane Molina is just a little long. And first to 25. Wins the set. That's 3 out of 5. Takes home the D2 championship. Spartans in the white, serving from left to right. Gets it open. Dug up by Chanel Molina. Right back to her. On the near pin, and this one sails long. Couple hitting errors early here for the Wildcats, and it's a 2-0 lead. A Spartan squad, the 2 seed in the tournament here, Kevin. Who's someone that could make some noise and capture their school's first state championship?
In the left back position right now is Shayla Heft, 6'1", is a middle blocker, moving to the outside hitter position, has a D1 body.
Ventura goes for Molina, and this one is hit long as well. The Wildcats have seemingly just ran over everybody this season. One against La Pietra, one against Kalaheo in the quarters in the semis. Who could be a primetime player tonight?
We got to pay attention to the outside hitter. The junior Chanel Molina had 24 kills just a couple of matches ago against La Pietra. She is a monster, even though she's only 5'7".
The 4th hit and the 4th hitting error for the Wildcats. And quickly, it's a 4-0 Seabury Hall lead. Gabby Ratte, a 5'9" senior, the setter. She gets it over the net. Dug up by Selena Jane Molina. Here's Jane Molina again over the double block. Got it down and good for the kill.
Younger sister, one of 3 Molina sisters on the team. You talked about it before the match. There's Molina's on one side. On the other side, you got Jansen's. It's a family feud out here.
3 of the Jansens, 3 of the Molinas. And pushing it through is Kiki Ludenecker off the touch.
Ludenecker was a middle blocker in previous times. She's going to be used at a variety of positions, so she swings on the outside, has so much versatility. Now will be in that middle blocker position.
Konawaena looking to defend their 2013 championship from a season ago. Molina sets it outside. This is Chanel Molina. And Molina took something off of it and found the floor.
See the range, not doing it just with the power this time. Big jump, doesn't give the shot away in that spot right in the center of the defense. The campfire.
That's the perfect term to describe that as well, that campfire.
Let's bust out the marshmallows and find some sticks, and we're all ready to go.
And how about the job from Michaela Ventura? Able to get the ace, and Ventura, the 5'5" freshman. We mentioned one of a pair of sisters on this Wildcat squad. They go outside Molina, try to bend it in. This one goes into the block. Ventura was there. Ventura takes a swing, pushes it over the single block. She's met by Heft. To the near side it goes. That one goes into the hands of Robinson, and then a swing by Kagan is into the net.
You know, early on, both teams looking a little nervous. Now, you kind of understand that with Seabury, not the success of winning championships, but this is a Konawaena team that's the defending champion, won the championships against Hawaii Prep in the 4-set battle.
And really now it's a different type of mindset, obviously, for the Wildcats heading into this season than last season, right?
Right. You talk to the coaching staff, Ainsley, Konawaena, and you get the impression he likes being the hunter. Now all of a sudden he's feeling like the hunted, and that's not quite as comfortable a situation for him.
Punched off by Tolson. Near side it goes for, or far side it goes for Heft. Here is Molina. Got it. Double block went up. She went right around it for kill number 2.
So much hang time, so much variety in her shots. Really an effortless athlete. People know her more from the basketball prowess.
Molina, good serve there. Rattay. Far pin. Heft met at the net.
And Tolson really big for this Konawaena team in green. She's the stopper at the net, maybe the biggest player for her squad. And so far, one big block on the outside.
Rattay for Heft. Off the left side, that one dug up by Molina. They go to the near pin. This one is off the tape and down.
And you really see Konawaena attacking those lines. They've hit the roll shots, the cross court, much easier swing, but see the smile because Alyssa Nahale Blanco just hit a good line shot.
7-6, Wildcats with the lead. Heft over the double block. She's met by Ventura. And we're going to get a double called on the set. First time these two teams meeting this season. Interesting to see how the dynamic plays out for each of these two. A lot of pressure. State championships on TV. First time on television for each of these two. 7-7. This one poked across. Good corral by Molina, and the set. The Blanco's good.
You know, watching these teams in warm-ups, you could not help but see the contrast. You see a very tall, very lanky Seabury team that comes out here with a lot of skill. On the other side, this is an undersized Konawaena team, but very athletic.
Konawaena, or Kane, excuse me, the serve, and this shot is long. Konawaena, 5'3" sophomore. Coach's daughter.
Tough spot to be, right?
5'3" sophomore. She shoots this one over. Ozzie. Amy Ozzie, the 6'1" junior, really become well-rounded as his season has gone on. 3 kills last night against HBA, her first one tonight.
You see some of the jumping prowess. Also know her as the state champion last year in the high jump, where she jumped 5'2".
McKenna Jansen, one of triplets, goes off the tape. Here is Jane Molina. Got it. Oh, the heavy hitter, the sophomore for kill number 2.
You're going to see a lot of substitutions from both teams. Nearly on every single play, it seems like it's a function of having more substitutions allowed, and also coaches who really see a lot of roles and see the value of a lot of playing time for different people.
McKenna Ventura gets it across. Jansen. This one hit over the palm by Sophia Jansen, her sister. This one in the middle. It goes off the chest of McKenna Jansen and free ball across. Wildcats on top by 2. Molina over the block. That one dug up by Rudeau. Near shot and down the line. Ozzie.
Pretty good swing on that backside. You look at this team, 7 seniors, 5 juniors, so much experience coming into the program, and of course off that 3rd place finish last year, the year before the 2nd place. So really, we talked about it, knocking on the door of the championships.
Trying to find a seal the deal tonight as Molina shuts the door on that shot. 3rd kill.
Really finding a hole in the Seabury Hall defense, the way that they line up with the block inside a little bit, with the diggers pressed up at the net. That line hit deep in the court there, wide open and available.
It's 11-9. Jansen. Olsey's met at the net. Jansen again. Ludenecker taking off balance. That one goes off the top of the tape. Molina calls everybody off to corral it. Here's a swing from Jane Molina to find the near side. Couple back-to-back kills for her. She has 4. After a very slow start for the Wildcats, starting to turn it on, create a little bit more separation. Jansen goes far pin. Ludenecker on the board.
Coach Ainsley Keavekane not happy about that ball landing. Says one of the strengths of our team, we're very undersized, but we play relentless defense. And that play, finding that seam in the deep corner.
You mentioned the size for Seabury Hall. This might be one of the more taller teams that we have seen on XCast.
For sure.
Almost don't even look like a Hawaii team.
Right.
In the middle. Off the swing from Victor, and Victor able to power that one through.
In my notes, I've got, this is a D1 size team. And we, of course, talking about D1 high school, but then I'm starting to think in my head, this is like a D1 college size team almost. You look at it, 6'1", 6'1", 6 feet, 5'11".
Jane Molina able to get it across. Rattay. Ludenecker a swing. Near pin. This is Molina again. Sliding to get the back row by Jansen. Ludenecker another rip. This one goes off the hands in the back row. Chanel Molina over the block. That one corralled in by Jansen. Ludenecker again from the far side. This one dug up in the back row by Ventura. Played off the net by Molina. Hit over and long by Sherilyn Molina, the freshman.
Phoebe Fickbaum, the libero there in your blue jersey, number 12. Stepping up big this year, her first year as a starting libero. Had to come in, of course, because of the injury to Emma Palatin. Out with an ACL, MCL, and PCL tear in the club season.
It's a brutal way to have your season end before it even starts. And a double call. It'll be an ace for Sophie Jansen. The Spartans, who are down 3, now within 1. Here is Sophie Jansen. That one dug up in the back row by Ventura. Molina flies in and knocks it down.
Such great composure, such great hang time as well. Her coach nicknamed her the assassin. She sneaks up on you and does exactly that, bounces it straight down.
Kill number 3 for Molina. And any time on the court, we could have 3 Jansens, 3 Molinas, and 2 Venturas on the court. Here's Chanel Molina, showing off the power again. Number 4 for her.
And the tough spot for the Molinas is, as I'm looking at the stats last night, there's C Molina, C Molina, C. They all have the first starting initial as well. What a confusing spot to be in.
Media timeout, 15-12. Konawaena leads here in set 1. Back here in the Blaisdell. Championship 9 of the New City Nissan Girls Volleyball State Championships as Konawaena takes on Seabury Hall. 15-12. Wildcats on top. Back behind the line, Michaela Ventura, the 5'5" freshman. Konawaena was down 0-4 to start this first set. This one corralled in by the libero Fickbaum. In the middle, Ludenecker had that one scraped up. Near pin, Molina just got through the double block for the kill.
How about the defense from Konawaena, the 5th kill for Molina on the outside. Had some great conversations with both coaching staffs. There you see Ainsley Keavekane on the bottom side of your screen, a guy who really thrives in that underdog role, a guy who in his first year as a coach last year comes in and wins the D2 championships. He said, I came in, we were getting ready to play the number 1 seeded team, University Lab School, and I got a shot of confidence because longtime USA volleyball staffer Pat Akana said, I believe your team will win this year.
And in his mind, when he first initially said it, he asked why. She mentioned about the passion and the fire about it. And then as the tournament went on, he got deeper and deeper into the postseason. Pat Akana had more faith in him and this team and said, you guys are going to win the state championship. After it happened, he goes right up to Pat and says, you know what, Pat, you were right. And then what does Pat Akana say?
I told you so. Yeah. That's all I wanted to hear. Yeah, she's someone who's seen a little bit of volleyball. We actually asked her tonight whether she was going to come up with the same prediction. She said this is going to be a much tougher battle.
A 4-point Wildcat lead here in set number 1. A lot of firepower from the 3 Molinas and the 2 Venturas. Starting to turn it on. Heavy serve. That one dug up by Fickbaum.
Seabury Hall in the net. On the set, Ratte coming back from a back injury. Been bothering her the last few years. They tried acupuncture, they tried acupressure, and finally got the core strengthened and the flexibility going, and voila, there it went. And she's dishing up nectar to the outside.
Yeah. Half beg your pardon, the 6'1 junior able to force that one down. How about Shayla App, a 6'1 junior? And you just look at her size, you know she's going to play D1 ball somewhere.
A tennis prodigy. That was kind of the surprise, right? Grew up, her father was the coach, and all of a sudden got into 9th grade and said, hey, Dad, I want to play volleyball.
Had a 100-mile-an-hour serve as a 14-year-old.
And you actually think about it, the moves in tennis, the moves in volleyball, a lot of the same motions. Overhand, the serve, the spike, very similar motions.
And poked across. That one dug up by Ventura. Molina trying to set it in, and then Michaela Ventura making McKenna able to knock it over. The ding shot. Pancake dig Chanel Molina. Into the block it goes. There is McKenna Ventura again. This one slapped over by Chanel Molina. Seabury Hall in the attack near the net. Heft has to punch it over. Want to get the touch. And she did.
Scrappy defensive play on both sides, specifically that dig in the back from Molina. Onto the set over the net and the pancake to pop it up.
Jansen goes to the far sideline. That one dug up by Molina. Here she is again. A blast. That one dug up by Jansen. Heft took something off of it and found the floor.
You know, you watch the Konawaena team, one of the few balls that's been able to go down against this defense. It's an interesting story. A lot of soccer players on this squad, not something you typically see on a volleyball team.
And there is that contrast from tennis and volleyball and
Right.
soccer and volleyball as well.
Right, and then you throw in some basketball as well for Konawaena. But yeah, he said that one of his assistant coaches on the bench, Hamana Ventura, one of the parents of a couple of the kids, he was the soccer coach, and he said, hey, he brought the whole soccer team out to volleyball practice, and they never looked back ever since.
Free ball to cross by Sophie Jansen. Wildcats on the attack. Molina in the middle for Ventura. Ventura able to just push it down for kill number 2. Timeout, Seabury Hall. Their first of 2 timeouts. So here comes Scotty Zuko in his 8th year with the program. The first thing that you look at when you look at a guy like Scotty Zuko making the trip over from Maui is just the heavy beard this dude has on his face.
Fear the beard. He's been growing it since 2012, and he says it's a beard with a goal, and until the goal's met, he's not going to shave it off. And the goal, of course, is building a beach volleyball facility up in upcountry Maui, up in the Kula Ag Lands, and he's been working and working with the area, the region, to get approval, and he will not cut it off until he gets that approval.
In fact, it's been 2 whole years.
Right, that's commitment.
Since he has shaved the beard. He says he's trimmed it here and there.
Says his mom calls him Castro. Says that he's been called Duck Dynasty by a number of people, and he says when he's sitting on the ground, people sometimes drop quarters in my coffee cup, but he is going to stick with the plan and see it to the end. He says it could be as soon as January.
Yeah. What's interesting, that what stood out to me when we talked to him in the pregame, he said, well, we got to trim the beard a little bit because there is some straggling hairs. Straggling hairs? What, a beard like that? 21-18.
They're all kind of straggling, right?
Konawaena. Konawaena gets it across. Dug up by Jansen. Here is Ozzy.
I really like Amy Ozzy. You talk about the athleticism. You talk about the height. She's got a very compact arm swing. A lot of potential. You look at this team. They just got so many players who can play all different positions, so versatile, and you kind of get that feeling. There's a lot of beach volleyball hours. There's a lot of all-around skill development going on.
McKenna Jansen goes for Molina. Backside it goes. It's for Blanco. That one dug up in the back row by Fickbaum. It goes to Jansen off the block. That one dug up by Ventura. Here is Blanco again. Try to go down the near side. It's dug up by Jansen. Here's a swing from Ozzy. That one met in the back. Blanco off the high hands. Fickbaum was there. Far side for Jansen. A rip. Dug up by Ventura. It's finally chased down, and Seabury Hall, we get another opportunity. Down 2 Out it goes. Jansen behind and out.
Jansen, the first swing, a heater. The second swing, a good idea, trying to take a little bit of speed off. Only player on this team that will play all 6 rotations. Smartest player maybe on the team as well. You look at the 4.0 GPA. This is a team of very smart players as well, so that's saying quite a bit to be the smartest of many smarts.
Konawaena. This one goes to Jansen in the middle. Oh, how about the rip from Sophie Jansen, but she got met in the back row. Another opportunity. Ozzy the tap. She's met by Blanco. Molina. Jane Molina that time. Had it dug up, and no one there on the second hit. And a point here for Konawaena, who leads by 4 in set 1. And a timeout called by the Spartans. You see inside the huddle of Ainsley Kane, 1983 Maui graduate, played soccer and volleyball. He's a guy with strong volleyball roots, and you can feel his passion for the sport when you get the chance to talk to him.
Long-time coach. He's a coach at HOPA, Hawaii Volleyball Club, but only 2 years here at the Konawaena squad, and to think that he's won his first year, on his way in the second year, and you kind of start thinking about why? You know, why is a coach allowed to come in and win in his first year? That is so hard to do. Usually you have to work your way up the ladder, and I think a big part of it is just the winning culture at Konawaena. They've got it in the basketball side. You've got a lot of players who are used to winning in different sports at different levels.
Yeah, we mentioned the soccer aspect of this. So many soccer players. He does find a connection in the sense that the footwork is very similar to the mechanics on the court, right?
Pretty interesting. Never heard that before. He says, I love working with soccer players because then I just have to teach the waist up. The footwork is always on point.
Right now it's showing off here in this first set. On top by 4, 23-19 in this best of 5. Konawaena, able is one of the vocal leaders on this team. She gets it across. Overpass. Tap down. Ihi Victor.
Forward on the basketball team, the most competitive player on the squad with the throwdown.
And it sets up set point number 1. Good job by Rudo to corral it, and this one goes into the net by Jansen to end the opening frame. Kona down 4 in the early going, able to win it by 6, 25-19. We'll take a timeout. Get ready for set number 2. You're watching the 2014 New City Nissan Girls Volleyball State Championships on XCast. Back here in the Blaisdell with Kevin Wong, Felipe Ohastro, our great XCast crew. Great to have you with us on this Saturday night, the final night of the New City Nissan Girls Volleyball State Championships. 25-19, Konawaena takes set 1 over Seabury Hall in this best of 5 for the D2 title. Interesting to see how each of these teams feel each other out, considering they haven't played each other this season. Pretty impressive with this Konawaena team from the Big Island.
Really impressed. We knew the defensive pressure was going to be there. We knew they were going to be relentless, and you're starting to see that popping up a lot of balls throughout. But the reality, and maybe what's the big surprise, is their offensive production, their numbers, their effectiveness at the net, really maybe surpassing Seabury Hall there in the first set.
No, without a doubt, the much bigger and much more physical, almost it seemed, Seabury Hall squad as we take a look at our stats after set number 1.
And what you're going to see is the offensive production off the charts, 272, tripling up on Seabury Hall. What they're able to do is they put balls away with high effectiveness, whereas Seabury Hall, they got dug quite a bit and weren't able to put those balls away.
Chanel Molina and Selena Molina lead the way for the Wildcats, each of them with 5 kills. That's a match high thus far. Shayla Heff took a little time for her to get going, but finally did in the middle portions of that first set. She has 4 kills, hitting .375 so far.
Chanel Molina, we got to talk a little bit about her. We talked about her being one of the leaders, 24 kills against La Pietra just a couple of matches ago, but this is someone who was the Gatorade Player of the Year last year for basketball. This is someone who was the MVP last year in the state tournament finals, and this is someone with quite a bit of confidence. The crazy thing's talking to her coach, got her first scholarship looks in 8th grade, Boise State.
That's unheard of. That's unheard
Right?
of for basketball. And, you know, Melina an all-Hawaii selection last year as well. A lot of these Melina girls started off with soccer, and then basketball is really her true passion. But just the genes in that Melina bloodline is unbelievable. In fact, the mom, Rose, is a Kabanting. She's the cousin of Alan Kabanting, the head coach over at Moanalua.
That's scary. You throw in some brains in with the athletic genes as well, and all of a sudden you've got a winning combination.
And there is Sherilyn Molina to get us going here in set 2. That one dug up by Fickbaum. Out it goes, and this is knocked down by Ludenecker.
Big size on the outside. We talked about it. You're going to see 6'1" players sitting on the outside. Then they'll go into the middle and play a little bit as well there. So many moving parts, so much versatility.
This one goes off the chest of Livero. Kiave Kane. And then Molina says, forget it. I'll put it home.
Such great hops from both of them. Very quiet, the leader, always analyzing situations.
1-1. Fickbaum had a twist and turn to corral it, and then Jansen goes off the top of the tape, off the overpass. It's almost hit down by Ludenecker. Here's Molina into the block. Ludenecker there. Kagan there as well.
Big block on the outside. Kagan, a real big surprise this year. Her growth of a few inches, also the development of the skills and timing, and throws that ball back on the block.
Here's Fickbaum. In the middle, hanging was Tolson, just got it over. Fickbaum hits it for Jansen. This one is chased down by Molina. And free ball to cross. Near side, Heft. Got it. Shayla Heft, the 6'1" junior, 14 kills against HBA. A team high for her last night.
Pretty amazing. Only her 3rd year of playing volleyball, moving from that middle blocker position where you can kind of hide a little bit now to the outside. There's nowhere to hide out there.
Now Molina setting in the middle, and went into the block with a lift called.
Ali Rudeau with the big block in the middle. Maybe one of the undersized players at only 5'9", but is really a defensive stopper for Coach Scotty Zuko.
And an ace. Just the 3rd ace of the match, the 2nd for the Spartans.
It's a team that's very confident. They're undefeated in the MIL, both last year and this year. Team that came very close last year in the semifinals, taking to 3rd place.
Jane Molina sets it in the middle. Ventura knocks it across. And this one looked like it was mishit. Maybe off the wrist to Nikki Shaw.
Coach Zuko said that he's been working a little more rotations. He says in the past it's always been about the competition, always about having the best players in there all the time. And he says he's really enjoyed less drama, more teamwork as he spread around that workload.
And this one is hit over by Ludenecker. That one man in the back row. Molina took something off of it. Diving deep to keep it alive. A good job there from Rattay. Over it goes. Here come the Wildcats. Jane Molina. Chanel Molina. Got it. Off the touch for the kill.
And that line shot, really her bread and butter tonight. You're going to see the defense pulling up on that yellow line. She's charging forward. Is number 13 in white, Rattay, and that leaves that deep line wide open.
Rattay jumps at backside. That one goes for Nikki Shaw. That one goes off the block as well. Far pin, Molina into the block. Molina kept it alive. Molina another rip. Goes over the block. Fickbaum was there. Rattay near pin. This one hit over by Heft. Try to go down the line. In the middle. This is pushed across by McKenna Ventura. Fickbaum outside. Heft.
And both teams with such good all-around ball control. And it makes sense. We talked about beach volleyball for both of them. Ikaika, the son of Ainsley, they were a beach volleyball family, got out there quite a bit. On the other side, you've got a guy who's run Aloha Volleyball Association in Maui since 2004, and really a big part of that growing sport on that beautiful island.
Ventura met by Fickbaum. Heft into the block and powers it. Seabury Hall now starting to find their groove. Kill number 7 for Heft.
And you see the tennis arm swing, that ball just exploding off the block.
Molina goes to the near side. Flying in is Chanel Molina, and this is pushed long.
Really nicely formed Seabury Hall block. You see the size advantage, and as they seal the angles off, it puts a lot of pressure on Konawaena.
Chanel Molina, Jane Molina in the middle. This one hit by Tolson long. The first 4 hits of the match from the Wildcats were all hitting errors. All too strong, and now we get a couple more missed time and overpowered hits. Chanel Molina for Jane Molina, who pushes it over. Seabury Hall with the advantage. Heft, got it. Heft gets kill number 8. Timeout, Konawaena.
It's a big arm swing. Coach Zuko talks about moving her from that middle blocker position, just says that we can get her a lot more active, a lot more involved on the outside, and it's been good things for us.
10-3, timeout Wildcats here in set 2. Back here in set number 2 for the D2 championship. Here's Molina for the Wildcats. This one's took up in the back row by Fickbaum, and then pushed across by Sophie Jansen. Molina in the middle for Ventura. Overpass. Chanel Molina wants it. She has it. Over the block. She's met, however. Far pin. That one dug up in the back row by Michaela Ventura. Molina. Got it.
Wow. And you just watch her move and how she's so fluid. The block jump, you can tell she's done a lot of Olympic lifting because of the form she has, and then the skying up high and being able to turn it back to the line like that. Such a special athlete.
7 for Chanel Molina. Oh, what a job there by Jansen to keep it alive. Selena Molina. It goes off the backside. That one is chased down by Longnecker. Make it Fickbaum. It just can't get it over the net, just wide. How about the run down there from
pretty good hustle, yeah.
Phoebe Fickbaum.
Incredible defender, coach says. Plays with the men on the beach volleyball courts and is able to hold her own.
Savvy Jansen in the middle. This one pushed to the near side by Rudeau. This one goes out for Nahalia Blanco. Sliding to keep it alive by Savvy Jansen. There was Heft near the net. Look out. The dink shot over. This one fisted up in the air by Rudeau. Off the top of the tape. Molina's there. They set it in the middle. Ventura ruled off the touch. Still alive. From the 3-meter line off the solo block. That's all power there from Molina.
And you start seeing the numbers, and you start seeing how she could have 24 kills versus La Pietra. How she had 18 kills and 17 digs last night in the semifinals.
That's not a bad double-double performance.
That's not even close to a double-double. That's crushing the double-double.
This one knocked down, and Seabury Hall on top 11-6. So Heft will come out. And checking is McKenna Jansen, 5'9" senior. So you mentioned one of 3 Jansen sisters, all of them triplets. Blanco denied.
And of course the Jansen's mother is the JV coach, and she was actually the person who recruited Shayla Heft over to, hey, I know tennis is a great sport, but so is volleyball. Why don't you give it a shot?
Molina sets in the middle. This one just tapped across. There's Ozzy off the overpass. Selena Molina goes in the middle, and putting it down is Ventura.
Talking about double-double, she had 15 kills and 15 digs as well versus La Pietra. Pretty unusual combination. She's a middle blocker / setter. You almost never see that combo.
She had 15 kills against La Pietra, and then she had 17 assists last night against Kalaheo. And just 5 kills. Ozzy. That one dug up. Out it goes. Here is Blanco into the block.
And the size advantage and the blocking prowess from Seabury really turning the tides here. And as we see number 10 in white off the court, Rudeau, one of the smaller middle blockers, but bringing a lot of effectiveness.
Seabury Hall +5 in the block category, 6-1. Ventura outside, it's Molina, and Molina got it off the touch after it went off the tape.
You talk about the 6-1 block advantage. After the first set, we were at a 1-1 apiece, so you think about it. That's 5 points in the second set. That's the difference in the second set.
13-8. There's McKenna Ventura. Savvy Jansen outside. Ludenecker near the net, and it goes over and out.
You can see Seabury Hall starting to get a little more groove. You're seeing the timing looking better, the set location, the passing. You know, not coming in as confident as Konawaena. They haven't been on the stage as recently as last year, but making a pretty good stand.
Or Seabury Hall, the athletic culture over there has really changed really over these last 4 or 5 years. Take a look at some of the boys volleyball teams that come here in Division II and those battles against Hawaii Baptist Academy.
Track and field,
yeah,
doing amazing things.
Just recently taking home a couple state championships last season.
And then also the academic standard. Actually, one of the interesting things that Coach Scotty Zuko says he's been doing differently this year, shorter practices. Yeah. Said he cut it down to 60-minute practice, which is something you'll never hear about it. And what it allows for, more intensity of practice, more competition, and then the kids can balance their lives a lot better.
Yeah. It just makes a better environment. You touched on it earlier. And the kids are having fun rather than just grinding it out during their high school years. How about the block by Molina?
And that's the surprise, right? That's 5'8", stuffing down 6'1" on the outside, and you're going to see that deep squat jump, big press over the net.
Thick bomb. Rudeau, and then the dunk by Ludenecker.
And that ball hitting the floor so fast that the net can't be called. Pretty amazing. Up, hitting it down. You see the crick. Oh, wow. They actually, hold on. They're reversing the call. They're calling the net. And you can see Scott Zuko walking over saying, hey, that ball hit the floor first, and as soon as it hits the floor, the ball will stop. But
talk with the down official, James Kanai-Holo. Denise Hansen, our up official tonight.
Two of the best.
Always dug up by Sophie Jansen. Here she is again, off the block. Selena Molina there. McKenna Ventura for Chanel Molina, off the block. Wow. How about the chase down by Thick Bomb? Selena Molina, Chanel Molina, got that one down. And Thick Bomb sacrificing her body to keep the rally alive. 9 kills for Chanel Molina.
Once again, that turn down the line. Really giving her her best shot, it seems to be.
Thick Bomb to Rattay, quick attack. They try to go to the outside, but that one was denied. Just like that shot. Molina denied. Like Kagan and Ludenecker got in there.
Yeah, you look at the middle blockers. Got Rudeau, you got Kagan as well, undersized, but they press over, have very good timing.
15-12 here in set 2. Jansen for Molina, rolls it over. Thick Bomb was there, near side. Heft.
Zuko's squad in red, white, and blue, they're going with a 6-2 setter system this year. He said last year we were with a 5-1, but the 6-2 allows more team play. It allows a little more role playing as well, and it's part of that whole new philosophy.
Molina was there, and here she is again. Oh, Molina.
Just so much elevation, right? You look at what she's doing. She's 5'7". She's the shorter of the two Molina hitters on the outside, but just hanging up high, and then that turn down the line. Makes sense that 29 different colleges have offered her basketball scholarships.
And one of them, the University of Hawaii. Konawaena with the advantage now. This one for Victor, and she just turned it out and wide.
Victor looking for a touch. I thought I might have seen a little touch. She's also a basketball player. She's a forward.
There's a soft serve. This one was dug up by Molina, and then Chanel Molina goes in to the block. 18-13. A lot of the Seabury Hall fans chanting 7 more. Trying to even the matchup at 1 apiece.
You know, that last rotation, you've got 2 of the 3 passers are Molinas. You've got the setter a Molina. There's maybe the first time ever in the history of volleyball where you could go Molina to Molina to Molina.
Same with Jansen as well.
Right.
Well, for our sake, it might not come to that point, but out it goes. Here's Heft. Off the hands of one Molina. Chased down by Sherilyn Molina, and then bumped across by the original Selena Molina. Heft again. Down the line. That one's dug up by Molina. Underhanded, and can't get over the net.
Great hustle, great intensity, both sides. You really start thinking this could be a long match. This could be a long, long match. And then you start thinking about some things like the fact that Seabury Hall, shorter practices. You look at a squad and a coach, Keave Kane, who says, hey, we go long practices. We do quite a bit of conditioning. And you start just planting a seed right now to think about.
See which philosophy can take him straight to the D2 championship. Right now, Seabury Hall on top by 5. Off the block it goes. Tolson outside for Molina. That one dug up in the back row by Jansen. The dink shot. Good diving dig to keep it alive there from Konawaena. Chanel Molina pokes it across. And here's Sophie Jansen. Sliding dig in the back row. Selena Molina in the middle for Ventura.
You know, Seabury's hitting a lot of shots that would go down on many teams. The problem, though, there's so many basketball players here. There's so many soccer players here. So you look at a volleyball court and how small it is, and you have 6 people, not going to work against a team like this.
4th kill for McKenna Ventura for the Wildcats. That one played off the net, and then Molina stepped over the center line.
One of the few unforced errors there from Chanel Molina. Only a junior, positive energy, big heart, the assassin on the outside.
You just look at the intensity on her face. The assassin is an appropriate nickname for her. 20-15. Seabury Hall on top. McKenna Ventura. 5 kills last night against Kalaheo in the semis.
And in that rotation, they go with 2 passers. They got Chanel Molina, they've got Ventura passing in the middle back, and then after Ventura passes, she hits in the middle. That is a crazy, crazy things going on out here.
Savvy Jensen. Selena Molina in the middle. Ventura. Back to back for her. 6 kills tonight.
And you talk about Konawaena basketball, you always got to talk about their awareness of each other. You got to talk about their vision of the court, and you start to see some of these players, and it's the same exact skills transferring from one sport to another.
And a timeout call by the Spartans. It comes at the 20-17 mark here in set number 2. So as we wind down the final 2 matchups of the HHSAA season, we get to our team players. First for Seabury Hall, well, Coach said it was a difficult time trying to find a team player, so it's the entire team. And what each of these young ladies have done to invest in the program and to try and build year after year after year, and now they're 1 game away from the school's first state championship. For Konawaena, Ainsley Kialbekane has a program built on family. We mentioned the Molinas, we mentioned the Venturas. His daughter, Hyen, is also on the team. Hard to pick one out, so it's the entire team trying to capture their 2nd straight state championship. The only BIIF team to win the state championship for the league.
Looking through the D2 list of champions, ever since the break, a part of the divisions back in 2005. You look at it, St. Francis, Sacred Hearts, Hawaii Baptist, a number of ILH squads along the way.
Hawaii Baptist had a straight set victory in earlier this evening over Kalaheo to get the 3rd place in the Division II. And the Spartans trying to become the 2nd MIL team to take home a state championship. The first since Molokai High did it 4 years ago.
X combo play in the middle. Seabury Hall starting to pass better, starting to block better, and the offense and defense really taking charge here in the 2nd set.
On top by 4. Ventura, Molina forced it through. Right through the front door for Selena Molina for kill number 8.
And interesting to see the contrast in the 2 personality types of the Molinas. You think sisters, you think similar personality types, but you definitely have more quiet demeanors. You have more aggressive demeanors as well.
You mentioned quiet leader. Selena is one of those. Always analyzing on the court as the match goes on. Jansen in the middle, tapped over and down by Sophie Jansen. So from Savvy to Sophie for point 22 in set 2.
And you know you get a tip down like that against a fast team like Konawaena, you know you did a special job. Smart play from a smart player.
Belle Kagan checks into the front row now for the Spartans as Gabby Rattay puts it in play. McKenna Ventura to the near side. This one ruled off the touch after the swing from Blanco. Molina taking off balance, had to hit it with the left hand. This is chased down by the libero Keavikane, and Molina again.
Wow, taking a cue from her older sister. Now Selena Molina starting to turn that ball down the line. A little more difficult. Instead of hitting the center of the ball, you got to hit a little bit more to the right side of the ball. You got to finish a little different. A lot more timing, a lot more difficulty level.
And the 9th kill for Selena Molina puts the Wildcats within 3. Fick bomb, Rattay, rip from Ludenecker. Number 5 for Ludenecker.
Consistent, she's solid, has that volleyball body, the long arms.
Had 8 kills against Hawaii Baptist Academy, and now the Spartans are 2 points away from tying up the match. Sophie Jansen lines one over near the net and down. And it sets up set point number 1 for the Spartans. And you can feel the momentum swing in the direction of the team in the red, white, and blue. So it's knocked over. There's Molina. This is bumped by McKenna Ventura, and then into the net it goes. So after a set 1 where Konawaena won it 25-19, the Spartans flip the script and take set 2, 25-19. Off we go to set number 3 when you come back. You're watching XCast here at Oceanic, Time Warner Cable. (25-19) Konawaena set 1. 25-19 Seabury Hall set 2. All tied at 1 apiece, and the D2 title now becomes a best of 3, and the Spartans able to win it by 6. You see anything different than the Spartans did in this second set that allowed them to be so effective?
I think the block really set a tone at the net. All of a sudden, instead of Konawaena being so aggressive and being so fearless, they had to start thinking, because Seabury Hall really putting up some big blocking numbers. On the other side, you're seeing the service pressure. So they really put a lot of pressure on Konawaena as well when they were receiving, and really took them out of their system, out of their set plays. You know, interesting right now, you got Seabury on the court. They're all listening to Coach Sadi Zuko. On the other side, Konawaena, I don't know if they're gone for a jog. I don't know what they're doing, but they're nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
On the floor, on the stands. The coach is kind of looking around. What's going on? They got 48 more seconds.
I've actually never seen that before. Have a team just completely leave the floor. Once I've seen a team do suicides on their half of the court, just from the coaches. We got to get fired up. We got to get more mobile here. But I've never seen an entire team leave the court here. He's Kevin Wong, Felipe Ojasta, our entire XCast crew. Game 1 of a championship doubleheader. Game 2 coming up as Punho taking on Kamehameha. And we get round number 4, I believe, this season between these two.
Yeah, you're looking at these two teams. You look at the next two teams. These are two teams, Kamehameha Schools and Punho, that we expected to see coming into state championship match. The big surprise there, though, Kamalani Akeo, the setter for Kamehameha, going down in the final ILH regular season match and really changing the dynamic. You almost got to think Punahou's the favorite.
Look inside the numbers and take a look at the stats after set number 2.
Got Seabury Hall really picking up their game. If you remember back in that first set, they were hitting under 100, but getting more production, not making very many errors at all. Now for Konawaena, 9 hitting errors. The big reason, the 6 blocks from Seabury Hall. The pressure at the net, you're seeing the aces from Seabury Hall as well. It's that blocking and ace pressure that really set the tone in the second set.
Sheila Heft and Chanel Molina for Seabury Hall and Konawaena respectively, each with 10 kills thus far. So all tied at 1 as we get ready for set number 3. You almost feel like the crowd is saving all their energy as this night goes on. Not going to burn it out. It's a marathon.
Right.
This D2 championship. Gabby Rattay gets us going in set 3. That one goes for Selena Molina. Here she is again, over the block, and a whistle. And a net violation called against the Spartans.
And what Selena Molina did there is subtly very difficult. That was a tough serve from Rattay. Passes it on a dime, then swings across and hits a high flat shot. That's a really high-level play.
To the near side it goes. Set in the middle. Ludenecker taking off balance. Chanel Molina off the block. Fickbaum is there. Has to be chased down by Rattay. To the far side for Ludenecker. Molina a swing. Got it down in the corner.
And really, that seems to be available all night long. You see over that setter set. So you either got to do one of two things. You got to move your block over all the way to the pin, or you've got to move your defender back into that court where Molina's liking to hit.
Pump set from Jansen. This one hit over by Ludenecker. Selena Molina goes backside. McKenna Ventura was there. Ludenecker. Kiki Ludenecker.
Someone who's definitely getting looks at the next level, has really elevated her play throughout this set. First set started a little slow. Second set started to get some steam going and looking very good early in this third set.
And Ludenecker goes for Molina. Here she is again. Chanel over the double block. Good diving dig in the back row from Sophie Jansen. Into the block. Victor kept it alive. Chanel Molina. Sliding dig in the back row by Jansen. And Heft hit the antenna.
Now Sophie Jansen, number 14 in white, making that move over to the line. Maybe the adjustment that this team in white needs against Chanel Molina. Lengthened the rally, even though they didn't get the point.
Lollipop serve, sliding in Fickbaum. Heft. That one dug up by Molina. Chanel again. Got it down.
Amazing. She just got hang time, right? So she can wait for that ball to get all the way out there. And once again, they're overloading that side, just finding the seam, finding a way. I tell you what, Molina, she could play libero at the next level for sure. Even though she's a lot of kills here, her passing, her defense, such an effortless athlete.
And Molina looked like she got a little bit angry heading into this third set after being a little quiet in the back half of set number 2.
Scotty Zuko, we talked a lot about him. He's a PE teacher at Kula Elementary, and I think it's a little unfair. He's kind of developing this pipeline. Many of these players went through the elementary at Kula, and of course he does a lot of volleyball teaching in his classes there as well. Wow.
Molina.
Wow. Athleticism off the charts. Forget about the libero comment. She could play middle blocker. This is a back one smash down.
Just got around Heft. Here's Heft into the net.
You think about that matchup. You've got Chanel Molina, 5'7", hitting against Heft, who runs 6'1", and she's given up 5 inches plus the length of the arms. It's a special thing what Chanel Molina is able to do out here on the court.
Fickbaum for Kagan, who bumps it across. This one tomahawked by Molina and then tipped over by Ventura, and we're going to get a lift called. It's the 7th kill tonight.
2013 championships that Konawaena won, very similar. They had to go to 4 sets, so this is nothing new for them to lose a set in a championship match.
Good swing from Heft there. Molina dug it up. Ventura, the quick attack.
You know, what's interesting is that even though Seabury Hall is the taller team, Konawaena uses the middle more often. They're really the passing, the setting confidence as well. Coach Scotty Zuko not liking what he's seeing.
We'll step aside as well. Here in set 3, Konawaena leads it 8-2 in the D2 title game. Early portion of set number 3, Wildcats on top 8-2 in this best of 5. Konawaena one set won 25-19. Seabury Hall bit back 25-19. And here is Heft, who has to free ball it across. Wildcats on the attack now. Michaela Ventura in the middle. This is an attack from McKenna Ventura. Heft off the corner. Good one-handed diving dig there from Nikki Shaw. Here's Heft.
Nice rally, both teams. Good effort level. Heft, she doesn't have to get cute with the ball. She doesn't have to cuff it down the line. She doesn't have to see the block. Just go hit high and hard and throw some of that 100-mile-per-hour fastball. Good things happen.
This one floated across. Molina was there in the middle. McKenna Ventura, a hot shot who was dug up by Savvy Jansen. And Ventura the runner. Seabury Hall trying to cut into this 5-point lead. Heft goes cross court. That one dug up by Ventura. Another chance here for the Spartans. This time they go in the middle for Rudo.
Getting a little offensive production as well. The defensive stopper, Rudo, finds the hole on the floor. Very difficult to do against a team in green.
Back-to-back points for the Spartans. In the middle, this one hit over by McKenna Ventura. Heft wants it. She has it right here. So it goes off the hands of Michaela Ventura, chased down by Blanco, and then pushed over. Spartans trying to make it 3 in a row. Backside, pushed over. Blanco, dug up in the back row by Jansen. Heft. That one dug up by Ventura.
Wow,
Selena Molina. Oh, what a sliding dig, and down it goes.
Wow, you know what's really impressive is she runs off the court. Number 9 in green, Tolson. Yeah, a good setter. She's a right side. She's 6 foot tall as well. A goalie, maybe one of the best in the States, but you see her hands in trouble situations, able to put up a really good set.
There was Fickbaum. Jansen backside. This is for Heft. Chased down by Selena Molina. Kiavikane underhands it across. Savvy Jansen in the middle. This is for Ali Rudeau.
and Coach Ainsley is talking to his daughter saying, hey, that was only the second contact. You could have gone up and set that ball. And we talked to him before the match about how it is coaching your daughter, right?
Yeah.
And you hear so many stories. Someone who overcompensates is tougher on their daughter. Someone who's just trying to walk that even line. And he says it's not easy.
Yeah. Well, one thing that has remained constant athletically and personally, quote, I love her to death.
That's awesome. I really like that coach. I really do. Ainsley, we see him walking in, and he's holding the cart. He's holding all the balls over the shoulder, and you see all the girls kind of just walking in, and typically they'll have the freshmen do it or the sophomores, but he's just like, they got a lot of things to focus on. Yeah. I can do it.
You always like a coach that can do some of the dirty work instead of delegating.
Selfless,
yeah.
Right? Egoless. Is the servant leader. I think that's really a beautiful thing to see.
Seabury Hall was down 5, now down 1 after the ace. Putting it down, McKenna Jansen. 5 aces now tonight for the Spartans. McKenna Jansen pokes this one across. That one dug up by Mahie Kaaba, checking in for the first time. And Selena Molina blows it up.
And the window for this swing is so tiny. It's a moving target. The blockers are big. The ball's moving across, and she's just able to just perfect timing, perfect technical skills.
McKenna Ventura off the serve. This one goes off the block after the swing from Rudo. Rat-a-tats around, and then Chanel Molina lines it over. Backside. That one dug up down the line. Blanco Fickbaum all over the floor tonight. Jansen, dug up by Molina. Selena Molina off the tape. Rudo was there. Savvy Jansen outside for Sophie Jansen. She's met. Blanco over the double block. That one corralled in. Savvy Jansen hit it over. Victor got a hand on it. Molina tried to find the corner. She's met there. Backside it goes. This one hit by Ozzy. And a whistle and a double called against Konawaena.
Rally of the match. Good effort. Both sides. Seabury Hall scrambling. You know, you don't expect that from a team that's as big as this team is in white. Giving up a lot of speed, but starting to find the location, starting to pop up some very difficult digs.
9 serving 10 here. Here's Molina. Thought they were going to go down the line, but it was a wide open part of the floor on the far side. She took advantage of it.
And you see the whole shift in defense. All the players on the other side of the court for Seabury Hall. And Molina with the set off the net, wraps it to the cross court. Not a player within 10 feet of that ball.
Here's Sherilyn Molina. For Fickbaum. This one punched over and out by Ozzy. Oh, beg your pardon, by Rudeau. 12-9. And there's a rip from Ludenecker. She's met. Molina goes cross court. Fickbaum there. Ozzy off balance, just bent it in the antenna. Overpass, Ludenecker could not get it down. Kaava was there. Molina a rip. That one dug up by Fickbaum. Out it goes for Sophie Jansen. She's been on the near side. It's Molina. Chanel's man in the back row. In the middle, Ludenecker. Selena Molina there. McKenna Ventura for Chanel Molina, the two-hander. That one's been in the front row. Ozzy sidewinds it across. 12-9, Konawaena on top by 3. Into the block. Able to force it through. Molina.
Another great rally, both sides. Got to give a lot of credit and a lot of shout out to number 4 in green, Mahie Kaava. We just saw her mishandle a set previously, but right back there, a couple of big defensive plays.
14 kills for Selena Molina. This one underhanded over by Sophie Jansen. McKenna Ventura for Selena, going for 15. Dug up in the back row. Jansen again pushes it across.
Oh,
and then
wow.
Selena. Oh, my. Chanel Molina found the floor.
And in the second, she had to make that decision. As that ball's coming over the net to her, I saw her look at the setter. I saw her look at the open court, back at the ball, and just the vision is off the charts.
14-9. Ludenecker.
You talked about the marathon. Well, you're starting to get a little bit of a sprint because right now you can see the teams elevating their play. You're seeing a lot more rallies, and it's pretty exciting to watch.
Ludenecker's kill number 7. Spartans down 4. And Gabby Rattay will put it in play. What a serve. And it's the 6th ace for the Spartans tonight.
Number 1 server in the NCAA collegiately is a lefty named Micah Hancock, plays for Penn State. There is a big advantage to being left-handed. People don't get to practice against your serves often.
Rattay aimed for the same side where Molina was, and Molina able to shoot that one over. Rattay outside, Ludenecker. Got it. Kill number 8.
You look at her height, you look at her length. She's able to hit some different angles. You know, she's hitting the center of the court on the fly as opposed to a lot of the hitters who have to really hit much deeper in the court.
Ludenecker, as we mentioned, had 8 versus HBA. Already has 8 through 2.5 sets.
And if you're Coach Scotty Zuko, you don't mind that miss, sir, because you got a lot of pressure from Rattay. Take a couple of points, you're going to be okay with giving up one as well.
15-12. Selena Molina goes for Sophie Jansen. Here she is again. She's got a fingertip on it. This one punched over by Victor. The dink shot hit by Rattay. She's met. Molina powers it into the block. This one underhanded over by Ludenecker. Chance here for the Wildcats. Molina off the block. Dug up in the back row by Jansen. Out it goes. Ludenecker into the block and down. The job from Tolson and Victor 6 feet and 5'11" respectively, converging for the block.
Right, the biggest block that they have for Konawaena.
Molina for Fickbaum. Quick attack in the middle for Ludenecker. She's met. Chanel Molina into the mesh. The point here for the Spartans.
You can see Chanel getting a little impatient on the outside. They've really keyed their defense in, and they're starting to line it up on the block. Maybe he needs to go with some more creative shots. Maybe a little cut shot to the angle might be available as well.
This one dug up in the back row by McKenna Ventura. Chanel Molina into the block.
And that play, instead of going with a different shot, she goes with a different set location in the middle. But Seabury Hall reading it. You see both blockers getting to that middle set, and very good timing.
Good job by Kagan and Ludenecker. The Spartans within 2, and now back up to 3. This one goes into the cage. So as we get closer to the end of this set, Seabury Hall trying to find some momentum, try and apply the pressure against the Wildcats. The always pivotal set number 3.
You almost get the feeling like it's a must-win set for Seabury, whereas you look at Konawaena, they're not betraying any emotion, any fear at all.
Overpass, tap down, Chanel Molina. Hard to believe she's just a junior. Got to watch her play basketball her freshman season. And just the maturity on this young lady is really something to marvel at.
Wow, how about that serve? Michaela Ventura in the back. Just a freshman. That's not a freshman kind of serve in the state championships.
And it gives Konawaena a 5-point lead here in set number 3.
You know, Scott Zuko was talking about his move out to Hawaii. Said he was a New York finance guy. And he said 2 months before 9/11 back in 2001, got transferred from an office job that was a couple of blocks away from the World Trade Center, and the best luck timing that you could ask for. And after that whole calamity went down, he said he really had to reassess, and he said all of a sudden I started saying that it's more about quality, less about quantity, and started playing beach volleyball, came and visited his family that at the time were in Maui, and really had a change of perspective. And now he's a teacher, he's giving back, he's growing the sport of beach volleyball on Maui. And you really get a guy who's given this second chance, a second opportunity, and making the most out of it.
Let's take a look at the brackets while we have a moment, and take a look at the roadmap of how each of these two teams got to this point. As we mentioned, Konawaena, the defending state champions, the 1 seed, 3-1 victory over La Pietra in the quarters, and then a straight set victory over the OIA champs from Kalaheo. Seabury Hall up the opposite side had a win against OIA D2 runner-up Kailua, and then a straight set victory over Hawaii Baptist.
That La Pietra match, an absolute battle. That team's got a lot of young talent on it. They've got a sophomore, Perry Green, who went off for 16 kills. They've got a couple of freshmen, including Jessica Akiona, who had 20 kills versus this Konawaena team.
Here's Molina. That one dug up by Rattay. Fickbaum had a bump set it to the near side. Oh my, it's Molina to deny her.
And maybe the most emotion you're going to see tonight from Konawaena, the celebration, but that was a very well-timed jump, a very effective jump, and an absolute slam dunk.
Chanel Molina shutting the door. Backside Ozzy.
Wow, the range on the right side.
Beg your pardon, Ludenecker, excuse me.
Talked about her length. She also has very good timing. It's interesting that Seabury Hall players don't always hit with topspin, but because they're so tall, they don't need to.
20-15, Konawaena within 5 now. Chanel Molina goes over the block. Fickbaum, the libero, was there. Out it goes. This is Heft over the single block and down.
And Molina starting to get a little trouble with the big block. Chanel, she's getting slowed down. She's moving left and right, and maybe look for that back one that was very effective earlier in the match.
Heft able to get kill number 13 of the match. Ventura, and
wow.
Then what a job from Sherilyn Molina to keep it alive. Outside for Heft, cross
wow.
court, another dig by Sherilyn Molina. In the middle, this one goes off the
wow.
tip. Oh, what a dig to keep it alive by Chanel Molina. And we play on. It's Heft Still kept alive. Spartans with another chance at it. Down 4. Heft again. Over the block. And down it goes.
Rally of the match, like Cirque du volleyball, and then the last play you'd expect from the 6'1" Shayla Heft is exactly why it's effective. It's surprise.
We saw some splits and some flips. And the Spartans within 3. Backside, Molina flies in off the touch. Rattay for Heft into the block. Rattay was there. Fickbaum here. Far side for Heft. Off the block. And Heft looked like she went under the net and over the line. Yes, she did. That's funny because the whistle blew. She looked at the referee, looked at her arm, and it was over the line.
Yeah.
21-17.
Seabury looks like they're breathing a little bit right now.
Molina try to take advantage of it. Rattay for Heft off the block. Near the net. And Heft to use her height and her reach to seal it off.
Coach calls her very respectful, maybe one of the more coachable players he's ever worked with. Such a pleasure to be able to mentor, to be able to guide an athlete like Shayla Heft.
21-18. The tip shot, and Ventura able to get it down.
And you get the impression that Konawaena has the lead, but they're having to do it with smoke and mirrors. You know, you got a very tall, very elevated Seabury team. They've got an answer when they're on offense, but Konawaena really having to find ways.
It's a bump set from Jansen to the far pin, and Ozzy been a little bit quiet in the early part of the match, able to get her 3rd kill.
And when she comes back in the front row, brings such an aggressive offensive output to this squad.
Someone who really has more of the beach volleyball interest in terms of getting recruited from University of Hawaii.
Yeah, we actually talking to the coach, said that she would be staying around here after the tournament to tour the campus and to kind of work with, not work with, but check out the program. I know they've got a couple more beach recruits. Of course, my brother Scott Wong is the director of that beach volleyball program. They've got a girl in from Norway right now, Benedicta Masaid, who her father, back when I was playing, was a world champion.
Point here for the Wildcats, 23-20. Hawaii really one of the first colleges to implement sand volleyball. You see that sort of sprinkling down to the high school level. Moanalua actually trying to build a sand volleyball court of their own.
Right, and they won the boys' state championships last year.
Of course, that's just one of the many projects that AD Joe Kawachi wants to improve on over at Moanalua.
I'll tell you what, that'd be a very big competitive advantage if he's got the only high school state sand volleyball court.
23-20, make it 24-20. An ace for McKenna Ventura. The 3rd one for the Wildcats tonight, and it sets up set point here in set 3. McKenna Ventura has the honors. Pushes it across. Jansen out. Ozzy near the net, had to corral it. Job there from Blanco, and then lined across. Oh, wow, what a job from Fickbaum to keep it alive. Quick hands in the middle, Victor. Fickbaum again. And that ends the set. 25-20. The Wildcats just one set away from making it 2 for 2 in the last 2 years. Off we go to set number 4. When we come back, you're watching the New City Nissan Girls Volleyball State Volleyball Championships here on XCast. Back here in the Blaisdell as we get ready for set number 4, Division II Girls State Volleyball Championships, as the Wildcats lead in the match 2-1. Kevin, as you mentioned, contrasting styles in the huddles between sets 2 and 3. There you saw inside the huddle of the Spartans. But the Wildcats are nowhere to be found.
Is it getting extra reps? Are they out there running stairs? You don't know what is going on the other side. Brand new assistant coach Kaipo Thomas in there doing some coaching as well. Coach Scotty Zuko saying really appreciated his help and all the contributions he's brought to the table this year. And you really can see him bringing a good confidence, a good easygoing demeanor.
It's interesting because it's one thing to have the team go off by themselves, but really when the coach isn't in there with them, I would assume it's something in a sense of, here, you guys facilitate yourselves, you guys try and work this out. Right now on top 2-1 in this best of 5. Let's take a look at our stats after set number 3.
And that's some surprising numbers we're seeing right there. We're seeing some numbers for Konawaena that makes sense. They're doing a very good job offensively. They're not making very many mistakes, but the Seabury numbers, not very productive on the offensive side. You're seeing quite a few digs as well. And just what it shows you is it's a battle, teams playing and elevating their level of play. And now Konawaena coming back on the court. Lots of energy, lots of excitement. They actually kind of started jogging back on the court. This is a scary, dangerous team.
And without a doubt, and you mentioned coaches in their first year shouldn't win state championships, really.
Right.
I mean, that goes against the norm and against the grain.
Yeah, and we asked him, and we asked the coach and said, hey, what made you think you could win? And he really, you know, it sounded surprising, but he really put a lot of it on Patakana and kind of her putting her arm around him saying, you know what, coach? I think this is going to be your year, and you take that energy and you take the upset over number 1 UH Lab School last year, and you start putting these pieces together, and all of a sudden you're here defending your championships. You've got only one senior you're going to lose after this. You're almost talking about legacy and the future going ahead.
Here we go in set number 4. In the middle, Ludenecker. That one's dug up. Molina, her first swing of the set. That one goes over the block. Ludenecker sets it. This is for Rudeau. This one goes off the hands of Molina, and then Selena Molina able to get it across. In the middle, Ludenecker got it down.
Crazy angle. That ball on its way to landing about 4 feet off the net. You know, just finishing up that point about Ainsley Keavekane. He said, you know, people thought it was a fluke last year. He thought it was a fluke we beat UH Lab. He thought it was a fluke that we won the state championships as well. But for me, that's all about volleyball stuff. He says it's not even important to me. For me, it's about confidence. It's about the confidence that goes from the sports arena to everything in life, and that's so much more important.
Yeah, you mentioned, I mean, the youth of this team is unbelievable. Just one senior on this team playing in her final volleyball match. Into the block it goes. Seabury Hall trying to establish that presence again, and Ludenecker is one of the primetime players that can help him do it.
And the tempo, they're starting to figure out the shots. They're figuring out the tempo. And my old UCLA coach said 6-7 is still 6-7 in the 4th set. Height doesn't go away. The jump will often.
Ruled off the touch. We continue. Molina takes a swing. That one is dug up by Fickbaum. Out for Heft. And she gets this one off the touch.
And we talked about the athleticism, we talked about the conditioning confidence that Konawaena has, but you look at the beginning of this 4th set, Seabury's the one with more energy, more verticality as well.
So this 4th set starts off the way set 1 started. A 4-0 lead. Molina.
That was a special swing. That was an emphatic swing. That was a swing that says, hey, my turn. My team, my turn. And very confident Chanel Molina.
Number 16 for Chanel Molina tonight. Ludenecker, this one goes off the hands. Molina got out of the way, and then it's just punched over by Sherilyn Molina. Ludenecker got it.
You know, interesting contrast between these two teams, and I just noticed it. Typically, when teams serve, you're going to watch right now Seabury, they are looking ahead. They're looking at the hitters on the other side. That is the normal default right now.
She goes to the back middle. That one dug up by McKenna Ventura. Chanel Molina trying to go over the reach of the double block and punched it long.
Once again, the difficult serve from Seabury causing a lot of trouble. Not as much height on the Konawaena team, so they've really got to make sure the passing's on point. The set location is there as well.
Molina into the block. Ozzy in there.
And you're starting to see the adjustments. You're seeing the block moving out to the line, starting to take away that shot that was available throughout the beginning part of this match.
A timeout called by the Wildcats.
This is a surprise. This is not what I expect to see in the fourth set. I almost thought that Konawaena would be able to kind of do the victory lap in this fourth set. Seabury Hall maybe tested too much, maybe another year of getting close but not getting the ring. But, you know, that brings up a conversation that we had with Scotty Zuko. We said, why is this a year? Why is this the year? You've come close, second a couple times. You come in third as well. And he said, you know what? It's the senior leadership. It's the junior experience. We have 7 seniors, 5 juniors. It's the chemistry on the team. It's how we've started to spread the playing time from player to player. All of a sudden, the drama goes out the window. The teamwork comes back into the equation, and you're starting to see it. This is a team that is battling adversity and coming out on the bright side.
And for people within that community, that's always a fun time when you're in the middle of something and you can feel that transition, you can feel something building and growing, and you build that support. It's a pretty good time to be a Spartan fan over the campus of Makawao. 7-1.
Waiting for the last 6 seconds on the clock as everyone's starting to look up. 2-1.
And we'll play on here in set 4. Fickbaum able to get it across. Selena Molina in the middle. This one knocked over by Tolson. Heft into the block. Well, it took a while for Heft to get going in the match. Over these last 2 sets, she's been able to deliver. That's her 16th kill tonight.
Starting to feel it. The set location on point and just able to go right over the top.
Selena Molina for Chanel Molina off the solo block. Almost took Rudo to the floor. Heft into the block. There was Fickbaum. So it goes off the high hands after the hit from Ozzy. Molina trying to finesse it over. Fickbaum a bump set. Heft. Molina overpassed. Heft. Long. Real close. Flirted with that line.
You know, I always like to talk to coaches before matches and say, hey, why are you guys going to win this? Because what I found, just, you know, all the experience, you start seeing this pattern. If you don't have the answer to that question, usually you're not going to win.
8-2. Trying to turn down the line was Ozzy. That one dug up in the middle, and it just shot over the net. And Molina able to knock it down.
Scotty Zuko's shaking his head because that's the shot. That's her favorite shot. Been doing it all night long. Had thought they figured the way to stop it, but like a magician.
Here's Heft again. Into the net. Some of these unforced errors will be a key as this fourth set goes on. Konawaena within 4, 8-4. These two teams are really a testament to how well Neighbor Island high school sports is. I mean, we're just coming off a weekend where Maui and Hilo were in the state tournament for prep football. And now you have 2 Neighbor Island squads fighting for the D2 championship.
And 2 Neighbor Island squads that have been competing at that high level for quite a few years here.
9-4. Here is the serve from Savvy Jansen. That one dug up by Molina. Selena Molina goes for McKenna Ventura. Off the hands. Diving, dig in the back row. Bump set. Heft. Cross court. That's dug up by Molina. Here is Chanel Molina. She's dug up by Fickbaum. Backside. Cross court. That one is dug up by Michaela Ventura. And then free balled over. Seabury Hall on top by 5. In the middle. This one just poked across by Lunenecker. Molina in the middle for Ventura. She's met by Heft. Jansen out for Heft. Diving dig by Selena Molina to keep it alive. Into the block it goes. Here's Molina. Diving dig by Fickbaum. Heft a swing. That one dug up in the back by Ventura. Molina again. Got it.
Wow. What amazing rally, both sides, just poetry in motion. You know what's really special about this Konawaena team? They don't ever show panic. There can be situations that are out of system, out of the normal, but they just react and make it work.
Soft serve just got into the front row. This one is bumped for Rattay, met in the back row. Ventura. Oh, my. What a block there.
Really like what she's been doing. Rudo in the middle, the timing, all by herself, the solo block.
Rudo also a basketball athlete for the Spartan squad.
That's her 7th block of the 11 team blocks.
Selena Molina near the net, had to be punched over. I'll tell you what, when you're punching up at two ladies angled down there, oh boy, that's tough.
Hey, you're standing under a tree and you got to hit it over the top of the tree. There's no angles to go.
11-5. Chanel Molina was there. Ventura's here. Oh, and Ventura. That might be her second kill where she wasn't really expecting it to go down. But she gets kill number 10.
We talked about her, so versatile. She plays middle blocker. She'll pass. She'll set on the outside. And really something you see a lot on this team is just players making it work, players that can play multiple positions.
And here is Haena Kiavikane. Outside, this one is in by Sophie Jansen.
Best swing for her tonight. She's gotten quite a few opportunities, have been hitting negative before that, but doing everything else. The digs, the defense, the passing.
Seabury Hall setting the tone. Taking control so far in this 4th set. Jansen in the middle. Ludenecker diving, taking the back row. What a set for Blanco. The initial dig, that was a heck of a set to get it right to her on that far pin. And Blanco able to blast it home.
Only her 4th kill of the night. Big one, though.
Ludenecker comes in, or rather, Fickbaum will come in. She'll replace Rudeau. Jansen, this one pushed to the far side for Sophia Jansen as well. And Blanco 2 for 2.
And we had the perfect angle, and there was a little triangle, a little sliver of a seam, and just dialing it up, slicing it between the two blockers. A breath of fresh air, bringing a little offense that's not Molina inspired.
Oh my. Hanging and hitting. Ludenecker.
Right, and the reason she had to hang and wait, Mercedes Victor, the middle blocker, put up a very well-timed block, took up a lot of space, so Ludenecker waiting and waiting and waiting and finally finding a hole in the block.
That's scary for someone her height to jump up and then stay there for a full second before crushing.
Right?
Yeah, it's not even fair. Especially I'm 5'8". To the far side it goes for Molina. Near the net, Victor trying to tap it down. And it's good for the kill. Ihi Victor, the 5'11 junior.
Coach Keave Kane challenged Victor, said, hey, we need consistency. You've got this on-off switch, and you were off versus La Pietra, but all of a sudden turned it on after this conversation, played a very high-level game against Kalaheo, and really picking that up and playing it at a top level tonight as well.
At the basketball level, Victor and Chanel Molina are almost like some of the greats. Chanel Molina and Ihi Victor, who have played together on so many teams. It's like watching Stockton and Malone when they play
right.
for the Wildcats.
And that's kind of how you watch a Konawaena basketball team. They know where they're going to be. They just read open spaces. And as we see Chanel Molina run all the way over to the bleachers, these girls have so much range, so much speed, so much athleticism.
Spartans with a lead on top 5-5. There's Chanel Molina. Here's McKenna Ventura. And Molina again. That one is dug up by Sophie Jansen. This one goes for Heft with a hefty swing.
This is high-level play. You know, you got Konawaena, the number 4 ranked team in the state. Doesn't matter what division, D1, D2, and on the other side, number 8 coming in here is Seabury Hall.
Heft Number 17, 17 kills. And this is an ace.
You know, but how about the hustle? You've got 4 players that are making it all the way to the end line over there. That's not something you typically see.
Sophie Jansen has 5 of the 8 Seabury Hall aces. Jansen goes for Chanel Molina. Ventura sets it right to her. Into the block. Ludenecker and Rudeau.
That's set a little bit tight. That's a tough matchup for the 5'7" Molina. Good timeout here from Ainsley Keavikane.
The guy, as we mentioned, who graduated in Maui 1983. About 23 years of construction, had some work over at the Big Island, and then in his first year there sort of fell in love with the island, decided, you know what, I'm going to stay here. It turns out to be a pretty good gig for him.
Right. Opened up the Hawaii Volleyball Club as well. They train out of Kailua Kona. He calls himself a mechanical coach. He likes to get very technical, very detailed.
Let's take a look at our OC16 schedule coming up next Friday. Mililani Marching Band Fest from John Kawainana Stadium. The next Saturday, we'll give you the HHSA football semifinals. And then one of the great traditions over these last 7 years, the OC16 Senior Volleyball Invitational from Mililani High School. And then over on XCast, we'll be back here next Saturday for the HHSA Cheerleading Championships. And then we'll give you night 1 of the Senior Volleyball Invitation.
You doing cheerleading again?
Yeah, we'll be back here next Saturday.
You're kind of the go-to cheerleader guy in the state, right?
We got to do it on OC16. It was such a hit among the cheerleading community. I'm fortunate enough that my sister, Leilani, was a cheerleader at Moanalua. And
that's awesome.
So I know what a heel-toe stretch is and a scorpion. And wow. I'll be the only group of my friends that actually got to know that. 17-9, the Arabasca, yeah. Basket toss. And here's a toss to the near side for Molina. The set down the middle for Sophie Jansen. That's corralled in by Kaaba. Molina dug up in the back row. There was Sophie Jansen again. And this one goes off the tape and down courtesy of Heft.
You know, there's some sort of scientific principle. I think it's momentum, right? Articles in motion keep on moving in that way. And what Seabury Hall is doing is really they're trying to stop the momentum. They're stopping the momentum of who's won the championship, stopping the momentum of what's happening in this match so far. And Scotty Zuko, he's kind of playing with the forces of nature right now.
Here's some physics for you. Here's Amy Ozzie plowing that one through.
You know, I thought this match was done after the 3rd set, and what Seabury Hall is putting together, and in this kind of convincing manner, wow.
19-9. Soft shot, dug up by Molina. There's Selena Molina again. This one chased down by her sister Chanel. And here is Chanel over the double block. This one dug up in the back row by Ludenecker. Here is Heft. Got it.
You know, just to set that stage, this is a guy who never played high school volleyball. This is a guy who picked up beach volleyball after he was a finance guy in New York City. This is a guy who's come close, second in his first year back in 2006, 2007, second again in 2012, third last year. He's knocked on the door, and when you start knocking a lot of times and not getting in, all of a sudden you think you may never get in that door.
And to do it, to go from New York to Hawaii, across the furthest points of the United States is unbelievable.
Yeah, but if you're looking for quality of life, like you said, quality, not quantity, get away from that finance world and find my heart, and it makes a lot of sense.
21-9. Sophie Jansen able to get it across. It's an 8-0 run. Oh, make it 9-0 run. Another tap down from Heft.
And it's not so much that Konawaena is playing worse. It really has been the elevation of the game of Seabury Hall.
Here's Sophie Jansen again. Selena Molina. And Chanel Molina able to get it off the touch. Obviously for the Wildcats, down 12. You start thinking about that 5th set here, trying to find something positive or trying to rest them out a little bit here.
If you wait for the 5th set in this situation, you'll never win. You've got to start building some momentum right now.
And they'll try and do it behind the line with Selena Jane Molina. And this one is just long. 23-10. The Spartans can almost taste set number 5. That one hit over by Fickbaum. And then Molina flat-foots this one over. Jump set in the middle, put down. Rudeau. An impressive showing here in set number 4 from the Spartans. And it's set point. Trying to send this to a 5th set. Fickbaum got it over. Dug up by Molina. Selena Molina. Back to Chanel. Right through the double block. That one dug up by Fickbaum. Out for Heft. And this one is long.
Really one of the few mistakes for Seabury Hall this whole set. They've played quite the complete game. On the other side, Konawaena out of sorts. Molina going back to serve just a little bit early. Instead, Ventura.
Heft is there. Backside it goes. They tip it over and wide, courtesy of Ozzy. Yeah, Ozzy tried to get a little cute there. It's 24-12. Heft for the set. Set 4 over. Shayla Heft able to end it. 25-12. And it'll take a 5th and deciding set to determine the D2 state champion. We'll take a timeout. Give you set number 5, high drama, here in downtown Honolulu. Well, back with 4th we go here in the Blaisdell. Off we go to set number 5. Konawaena won set 1, 25-19. Spartans came back to win set 2, 25-19. Konawaena won set 3, 25-20. And in convincing fashion, the Spartans come back to take it 25-12. So now, with a state championship on the line, and each team in the huddle, and the Wildcats remaining on the floor here, after getting really punched in the mouth from the Wildcats, the mentality, what's the mentality like now as you prepare for set number 5? Erase all that away?
It's mind-boggling to me. This is not what I expected to see, but I should have thought a little bit more about what Patakana said. 33 years of experience around USA Volleyball, predicted Konawaena winning last year, and then said tonight it's going to be a battle. And so when I was predicting the 4-set victory for Konawaena, hey, take a step back, defer to your elders, and we got ourselves a match.
Yeah. Pat Stradamus. Unbelievable. Really just kind of, that's 2 for 2 for her this year.
Wow, right,
these
yeah.
last couple of years, so it'll be fun to see these neighbor islands being represented here in the New City Nissan Girls Volleyball State Championships. Don't forget Game 2 coming up after the conclusion of this one as Punahou takes on Kamehameha. So many storylines as Chris Blake looks to capture his 8th state championship. And really, with the win there, that puts him over Dan Kitashima and really could be one of the best coaches in terms of championships in girls state volleyball history.
And he's a young guy, right? Like a young Dave Shoji. This is a guy who could coach another 20, 30 years. And all of a sudden, instead of just Hawaii State Championship history, you start looking on a national level. And this is the kind of guy who can break some records on the national stage as well.
That's coming up Game 2, Punahou and Kamehameha for the D1 title. Let's take a look at our stats after set number 4.
Wow. Seabury Hall picking it up, getting the offense going. The blocks, the 6 blocks for Seabury Hall, the size advantage starting to play out, and Konawaena hitting their worst percentage of the match, 0-33.
Clearly you're a volleyball guy. You got some friends in the volleyball community. Volleyball Combine coming up. January 2015 marks the 6th year of the Hawaii Volleyball Combine, which has grown year over year. 2010, 39 players. Coming up, 200 players and 50 colleges that you can, or your daughter, can get some looks at from D1, D2, D3, NAIA, JCs as well. 2 one-day events, so there's 100 players on each day. Freshmen from class of 2018 to the senior class of 2015 over at the Manoa Rec Center. Registration is open from now until December the 15th. Oahu players, $150 a session. Neighbor Island players, $100 session. And for more info, you can check out Hawaii Volleyball Combine.com. And to get those looks and to try and get your foot in the door. That's a great opportunity for some young talent, for so many players around the state looking to continue.
Two guys who've been around the scene for a long time, Lyndon Keala, Alan Lau, and really a benefit for the Aloha region of USA Volleyball and Pat Akana and that whole thing that puts on all the youth events, all the tournaments throughout the year, and a good cause and a great product as well.
Again, that's coming up January 24th and the 25th. Log on to HawaiiVolleyballCombine.com. So here we are, set number 5. Win by 2, first to 15. Here we go. Molina sets it for Selena Molina over the single block. That one dug up by Fickbaum. It's a bump set. Jansen goes far side. Ozzy. That one dug up in the back middle. This one in the hands of Ventura. Pushed over by Selena Molina. Where will it go? Rattay, far side. This one rolled over by Ozzy. In the middle. Victor denied. What a block.
And the energy you're seeing on the court, that was the same energy in the timeouts. You had a Seabury Hall team, high energy, high excitement. On the other side, Konawaena, are they resting? Are they flat? Are they getting ready for a final sprint? Or they already sprinted their last run?
Ludenecker with the block. That's the 15th team block for the Spartans tonight. Selena Molina over the double block. She's met by Rattay. It's a bump set for Heft. Dug up down the line by Ventura. Molina again off the high hands. Dug up by Fickbaum. They go backside. This one's pushed over and dug up in the back row by Sherilyn Molina. Chanel Molina takes a swing. That one's met. The second shot over is met by Sherilyn Molina. Selena Molina hits it long.
Seabury Hall, as many struggles as they had at the beginning of the match with the block and lining up the defense, everyone's in the right spot right now. They're making the reads, they're getting to their positions and doing a great job.
2-0, 2-1. So on the floor we have Ihi Victor, the coach's daughter Hannah Kiavikane, all 3 Molinas, and 1 of 2 Venturas. McKenna Ventura, number 5. And Selena Jane Molina off the top of the tape. That one's dug up. Out it goes. Ludenecker.
And this is defying everything we're supposed to see. We're supposed to see a Seabury Hall team that hasn't been able to break through, hasn't won a state championship, is really playing out of their league, but right now looking very relaxed, looking very confident as well.
14 kills for Ludenecker and a 2-point lead here in set 5. Chanel Molina got around the block. Fickbaum was there. Outside it goes. Heft into the block. Heft kept it alive. And this one's free ball to cross. Konawaena trying to find something positive, trying to get it going with Chanel Molina.
Still working hard, still swinging high, up in the leaves of the trees and finding a place on the back line there.
19 kills for Molina, who had 18 and 17 digs against Kalaheo. Fickbaum almost took her back to the corner. Heft off her palm, got it across. Near the net, that's tough for Molina. Still got it over there off the touch. Here's Heft. Off the hands, pancake dig, still kept alive and now ruled down. Just out of the reach of Chanel Molina.
And you're seeing that height advantage. Shayla Heft starting to play all the 6 rotations around. Definitely a little bit late to make that pancake, but A for effort on the hustle. Couple of mistakes here for Seabury from the service line. The offense working very well. You know, the interesting dynamic that starts happening in situations like this is all of a sudden you go from nothing to lose to all of a sudden you have a lead. You have a little bit of a look at what a championship feels like. Now you got something to lose.
Yeah. Roller coaster ride of emotions that these 12 ladies are going on here in set 5. Off balance, this one is dug up by Michaela Ventura. Attacks the middle. They go for McKenna Ventura. She's met by Gabby Rattay. And then into the net goes Heft. A point here for the Wildcats.
And we're seeing some high-level plays from Seabury. We're also seeing some unforced errors. The serves in the net, that time the hit in the net as well.
And off the hands of Heft and an ace.
And this is where the scores are tied, but you got to give the advantage. Even though they've been struggling, even though they're undersized, you got to give the advantage to the defending champion because they've been there and they've succeeded.
They set it out, and this is long and wide.
Wow.
Close.
Game of inches. That was 2 at most out. Good looking play, good looking swing from OZ.
And just like that, Konawaena on top by 2. Heft, the dump down. Can't get that one. Ventura out. Blanco into the next. Rudeau was there. Here's Heft. Found an open part. Could not get it down. Chanel Molina pushes it across. Seabury Hall with the advantage. Ozzy the tip.
Wow. You know, they have such height and they hit such crazy angles that it makes sense. Konawaena is going to be back on those heels on defense, and it's the creativity, it's the all-around play from Seabury, not necessarily always the height.
And into the block it goes from Rudeau. Here's Heft on the far pin. Into the block. Tiana Tolson. Someone who has stepped up in big games in the Biff this season with a big block.
Always has the positive attitude, always plays big in the big situations. And does it get better than this?
Savvy Jansen sets it for her sister Sophie. This one for Molina. As Heft try to tap it down, still alive, Molina, and then backhanded over by Ventura. Backside, dug up by the libero Kiavikane. And then underhanded over, very close. Seabury Hall on the attack. The dink shot, pancake dink, pushed over and down.
Wow, and Coach Ainsley Kiavikane likes what he sees because his team did not give up. Yelling,
wow.
Let's go.
8-5. No whistle was blown. And credit the Wildcats to play it all the way through. And the shot found the back line in the corner.
What a play, what an exchange. You know, talked about some of the struggles this team had. They barely beat La Pietra in the first round. This is a team that had to go 4 sets against them. Every set was a deuce set. And his speech in a situation just like this was this. Let's look at our t-shirts. What are our keys? It's family first. It's school second. It's volleyball third, but always through every situation we stick together, we play as a team. And that is what's going to be the key here. Which team can stay together, which team can fight the adversity, because pressure is off the charts.
Both teams are on the court. They're ready to go, but there's still 20 seconds here in the timeouts. 8-5. Seabury Hall is trying to capture their first state championship in school history.
Like what Sophie Jansen's doing, the leader of the Seabury squad, going over, talking to her squad, taking a deep breath.
Helena Kiavikane gets us going. Dug up by Fickbaum. Bomb set for Rattay. Rolls it across. Dug up by Ventura in the middle. It's the other Ventura. McKenna to get it down.
And just when we were writing off Konawaena, just when we were talking about the resurgence of Seabury Hall, showing you why they are the defending champions.
McKenna kill number 11, one of 3 Wildcats in double figures. The tip over by Heft. This one dug up by Kiavikane and then pushed over by Chanel Molina. Seabury Hall trying to cut into this 4-point lead. It's Heft into the block. Overpass. Put down by Selena Molina.
The big celebration from Molina's, the big celebration from Ainsley Kiavikane. This is a team of winners. They know how to finish.
15 for Selena, 19 for her sister Chanel. 5-point game. Heft off the block. Selena in the middle. McKenna Ventura able to poke it across. Rattay was there. She'll go out. What a job from Heft to bend it in the antenna.
If Seabury Hall goes on to make this amazing comeback and win this 5th set, that is going to be the play we're going to have to point to, because that was a 2-point swing. This match could easily be out of reach 11-5. Instead, it is in reach at 10-6.
Match high 22 kills for Heft. Ventura, Selena Molina went right into the mesh.
Wow, and all of a sudden that 2-point swing turns into an unforced error on the other side. You've got a very solid serving at the back line.
8 aces tonight as a team for the Spartans. This one dug up by Konawaena. Out it goes for Selena Molina. Into the net. Back to back. Hitting errors here.
Konawaena needs a timeout right now. This is a time they've given up a few points. Had a chance to expand that lead maybe one more time, but I think I'd burn my timeout right now.
It's 10-8. Molina again to go right back to her and knocks it down.
And that's why Ainsley Konawaena has a championship at this level, and I don't. Felipe Ohastra, that was the right call. Has trust in his team, and they deliver in crunch time.
First two came up empty. The third time was a charm. It's 11-8. Overpass. Victor trying to tap it down. Punched it back up. Thought about it. This one hit over by Blanco. Fick bomb there. Outside for Jansen. Into the block. Victor trying to put it down. Another swing there from Rudeau. This one goes for Selena Molina off the cross-court shot. Rudeau a bump set. She'll go to the far near side for Rattay. And this is long.
Great rally, both sides. It's one of those matches that no team deserves to lose. Such high-level play from both squads.
12-8. Bomb set. Jansen dug up Konawaena. And Jansen able to get the kill.
You gotta give our hats off to Konawaena, only a sophomore. Coach's daughter, lots of pressure on her, and really has been playing such a high level throughout the match.
Jansen getting some looks from Amherst to play at the next level. Her team down 3. This one is pushed across. Jansen goes to the near side. That one hit over, and now the Wildcats with a chance. Molina flies in. This one goes off the tape. That one dug up by Jansen. They go for Rattay, trying to bend it in again, and this one is long.
And very quickly, Scotty Zuko going to the bench, making some subs. He has that depth. He's built it over the course of the year. 3 players off, 3 players on.
Behind the line, Sherilyn Molina. 13-9. Molina gets it over. Fick bomb there. Savvy Jansen goes far pin. Ludenecker can't get it down. This set goes for Molina.
Wow.
And it sets up championship point. The 20th kill for Molina. Here's Sherilyn Molina. Near the net. Pushed over. Wildcats on the attack. Backside, Selena Molina. Got it down! And it's back-to-back for the Big Island. Konawaena has won the D2 State Volleyball Championship.
The emotion tells it all. This is a team that was undersized, but overhearted. They had so much energy. They had a legacy behind them as well. They had a coach who was pressing all the buttons, who trusted them as well. And when it came to the pressure situations, when their back was against the wall, they responded with aggressiveness, with the heart of champions.
Just one senior out of this group graduates. This is a very special time for Wildcat Nation in girls volleyball as this program continues to succeed and continues to really gain confidence and support from everyone in their community as they take home their 2nd straight state championship. We'll take a timeout, wrap it up, get ready for game number 2 here from the Blaisdell. It went back and forth and back and forth, and after the end of the 5th set, the Konawaena Wildcats, your 2014 Girls State Volleyball Champions, a 3-2 win here in the D2 title game. Kevin Wong, Felipe Ojastro. This is a Wildcat squad that came in with the target on their backs, and things look a little shaky after that fourth set. 25-12 the victors for Seabury Hall, but the grit and the fight helped carry them through that fifth set and their second straight state championship.
You talked about it, talking to Coach Ainsley Keavekane before the match. He didn't like having the target on the back. You can get the feeling he likes to be the underdog. He likes to be the guy overcoming all odds. And tonight they started as the clear favorite, but at points in time, they looked like they were chasing, and back as the hunter, back in his comfortable role, finishing with a vengeance.
And for Scotty Zuko and his Seabury Hall Spartans, I'm sure it might be maybe a little bit of a tough plane ride back over to Makawa, but certainly nothing to hang their heads about, considering how this program is done year after year after year, and continuing to build that athletic program.
And a guy who has done a great job of building a program, building a culture where it's not always about having the most talent on the court, but filling roles and finding that team chemistry. And you're right, proud of that indoor culture, the beach program he's got going over there. A lot of good things coming from a very good guy.
Let's take a look at our final match stats as we wrap up the Division II state championship game.
What a battle through and through. Konawaena with the hitting advantage, but you see Seabury Hall and what they did with the block, a very special thing. The surprise stat maybe out digging Konawaena as well, 89-77, really got their defensive formations, the proper adjustments from the coaching staff as well. And at the end, it was Konawaena just being a little more aggressive, being a little more comfortable in that position of winning a state championships.
We saw 349 swings combined from each of these two squads, 191 to 158. Heft, match high 21 kills for the Spartans. Ludenecker dropped in 14 emphatic ones of her own. Molina's really came to play. Selena Molina, 20 kills. Chanel, 17, 37 from those two Molinas to help in this 5-set win over the Spartans and capture the second straight Division II championship. But that's just game one of our doubleheader. Coming up game two, we got a couple of big heavyweights as Punho gets ready to take on Kamehameha Hawaii. Special thanks to our great crew. We'll wrap it up, come back in about 15 minutes or so. For Kevin Wong, a terrific X-Cast crew, Felipe Ojastro, good night for now from the Blaisdell D1 title game coming up here at X-Cast and Oceanic Time Warner Cable.